This is Anita. She thought she'd be married by now, but it hasn't worked out that way. Which of these men did she choose? Which will our audience choose? Today on Love Connection, you'll find out who they picked, who the audience picks, and every show today from our video library. Now, she enjoys the beach, dancing, and going to concerts. She says she doesn't pick up men, but she will introduce herself to a man and ask him to dance. Please welcome Anita Stevenson. Anita, when you introduce yourself to a guy and you ask him to dance, isn't that the same thing as picking him up?
Most guys they're like really shy, and you see them popping over there, but they don't even come near you. So you just go, want to dance, or they're not.
Do you ever spend the whole evening with somebody who, well, I mean, does you ask to dance? You might ask somebody to dance and say, hey, you know, that's a pretty nice guy, I like it. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. I usually can tell someone's personality by the way they dance, if they're having fun.
So it does work sometimes.
Yeah, well, sometimes. Not always the time I thought, oh, I got this guy I go up to, and I said, want to dance? He goes, no. I went, oh, crawl into the rock.
Now you know what we go through sometimes. You're only 23, right? Now, why did you think you'd be married by the time you were 23?
I just love children, and I always thought that I would be married, have kids by the time I was 21, and I wanted to grow up with my kids at the young age and be able to not be like real old when they were just like getting into high school.
You still feel like you'd like to be married?
Oh, sure.
What age do you think's a good age now?
Soon.
Let's take a look at the men that Anita had to choose from. Now, watch closely because you're going to vote again. First, there was Kevin. Kevin says his favorite thing is chasing women. He also likes hiking and playing softball, and here's his idea of a perfect date.
I'd take someone up to the mountains with my Jeep. I got a brand new Jeep. Go four-wheeling up and just go out and have a good time. See what happens from there. You never know. May get slapped or may not.
Next, there was John. John's a recent Harvard graduate. He says he's a real sports buff. We ask him if women tell him he's cute.
All the time. I get that all the time. I really do. It's an image I try to shake sometimes, but I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. It's kind of fun. It's at least flattering. At least people think I'm attractive, I guess.
Okay, finally, you watched Mitchell. He's from New Jersey. He loves all kinds of music and movies. We asked him if he liked the idea of marriage.
Very much. Very much. I'd like to be married, have a family, have a son I can take to a ball game. You kidding? God. And a daughter that I can take to a ball game. No, I'd like to be married, but I'd like to give myself another 5-6 years of dating, finding the right person. It's got to be the right person. Got to know it. Got to feel it.
Fair enough. Now, before we find out who Anita chose as her date, let's see all three of these men once again. First, there was Kevin. He's a construction worker. He's 25. Then John, he's 23, and he's a salesman. Finally, Mitchell, he's a production assistant. He's also 23. Okay, audience, it's time to vote again. Who do you think is the best man for Anita? Please make your choice right now. Okay, we'll get the results of the audience vote a little later, but right now, let's find out who Anita selected. Anita, who'd you pick?
John.
You picked John, the Harvard graduate. What attracted you to John?
He's cute.
He's cute. That's okay. We always hear from both sides, and John's backstage. Let's say hello to John Stimpson. Hi, John. Well, John, you're here now and everything. How do you like the idea of being chosen?
Well, I was pretty flattered. Yeah, I guess I was cute enough, huh?
Tell me about your date, Anita.
Well, first I was hours late.
Oh,
You were an hour late.
It's about an hour late, and I met him at a restaurant.
What'd you do while you were waiting for Anita, John? You were there for what?
I sat at the bar and I kept looking around because I didn't know what she looked like, and I kept looking around seeing if there were any single women there, and I actually went up and approached one of them. Are you Anita? And she said no, and I kind of said, well, it's a long story, never mind.
So what happened after you got John in that?
We sat and had a drink, and turned over, and the girl I work with was sitting at the next table, so I was sitting there. He had a margarita, and had a beer, and we talked.
Where'd you go then?
We went to a comedy club in up the street, and I said, John, just follow me. So
Oh, that's right.
I jumped right
John? What are you laughing at?
She doesn't have any turn signals or brake lights on her car, so I was trying to follow her.
You were trying to follow her.
Guessing the whole time.
So you finally got there. You go to the comedy club. Anything happened there we should know about?
I wanted to tell the comedians that what we were doing. Sort
It
of.
was not quite like that. We were the show.
Yeah, we were at the table right up in the front.
Why were you the show?
Well, I had like a short dress on, and the guy looking at my legs.
Well, Anita has a way of speaking up when she's got something to say.
John,
And she was ragging on the comedians instead of the other way around.
We closed the place. We watched every comedian. We gave them all a chance.
We were very patient.
John, would you consider this a romantic evening?
Well, no.
No.
No, we
laughed
we
a
got
lot.
along fine. We were good
Yeah,
friends.
funny.
We had a lot
Yeah,
in
it was
common,
fun.
but
It was a fun evening.
for some reason it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Romantically.
You must be a little bit curious to see who the audience picked. See if they picked John, huh?
I think they did.
You think so? Well, let's
Yeah.
take a look and see. You get another shot at him if they did.
Ooh, they did.
Oh, my gosh. They
No.
picked Mitchell 57%. How about that? Yeah, well, Anita, we picked up the tab for your first date. You went out with John. You had a fun evening. Would you like to go out with Mitchell? We'll pick up the tab for that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go.
John, it sounds like you guys had kind of a fun evening.
Sure did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry the audience didn't pick you.
Well, what can you do?
I don't know. Anything you'd like to say in parting?
Well, gosh, if Anita doesn't get along with Mitchell, I'm still here.
Thanks, John. We have a nice parting gift for you. Thanks for being on the show. Anita, thank you very much for being on the show. You're going to go out with Mitchell now. We'll pick up the tab for that and let us know how that goes, all right?
Okay, we sure
All
will.
right, thanks.